Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 4 of the Missing Experience podcast. Here, joined by my co-host Joseph Lee,
aka Street Jesus,
aka the Soldier of God.
Exactly. Of course, joined with the actual co-host, Honest bin Riaz. Who do we have on today?
Today, we're joined by the infamous Dominik Kielbasa,
Aka D-Basa.
the best shooter in the 416.
Thank you for having me.
So I remember when your Snapchat username was Skate Every Damn Day. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
This guy loves
the high school
we all used to have those cringy snapper Instagram names at one point in time.
And now you can't change it, so it's always there.
You're just stuck.
Or no, it was like
your name's still Skate Every Damn Day on my
Really?
Snap, yeah.
Oh man.
So I remember
Days.
we all used to have those cringy we used to have our names with 2K17, 2K15.
My Instagram was Dom Skate Life. Yeah.
Wait, so did you change it to the skate?
And then, yeah, I had Dom Skate Life, and then in grade 11, I think I changed it to D-Basa.
What was the most whack username you've ever had?
I think that one, honestly.
Dom Skate Life?
Yeah, I think it started with that.
What was your most whack username?
Bro, my Snap username, I used to have it in my bio, but I took it down.
What was it?
It's Anas the Awesome 14.
You can guess
the age I made it at, 14 years old.
Damn, bro.
So yeah. But yeah, so we have Dominik on today. So Dominik's a photographer, mostly based in the GTA. So Dominik, do you want to tell us kind of where you're from, where your parents from?
Yeah.
A little bit about yourself, elementary life, and we'll go forward from there.
So I was born in Mississauga, in Credit River, around that area. And we moved to Oakville when I was at the age of 4. And then my background is Polish, so full Polish. And yeah, I started to go to school at St. Dominik's. It's right by Rebecca Street. I think you used to
St. Dominik's?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I was at St. Dominik's for 3-4 years until I started to get bullied a lot, and I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't even go. Yeah.
So what's the story behind that?
If I can remember correctly, I remember some days people would come up to me and laugh for the shoes I wore, the socks I wore, or I remember one day I had a shirt with a V, those V-neck shirts.
V-necks, yeah.
People would call me like a girl for that, or it was just really small things, but when you're a kid, things hit you differently, if someone said that to me right now, it obviously wouldn't affect me.
Exactly.
But when you're a little kid, words truly do hurt after being said a lot. Imagine going to school every day and someone has something to say to you. You just don't want to go to school. I was crying when I was going home, and my parents didn't see it because the moment I got inside, I wiped my eyes and they didn't know. And one day I just couldn't handle it. This one kid tried to fight me for trying to play soccer with his other friend, I think. And they tried to fight me, and I ran home crying, and my parents were outside, and they're like, "What's wrong?" And my dad hugged me, and he was like, "Dominik, just know you're not alone. I'm here for you. We're gonna get to the bottom of this." It never stopped. I switched schools. I went to St. Joe's. I kept on getting bullied. People thought just because I had friends, I wasn't getting bullied, but it continued. I was getting bullied for the words I said, for the thoughts I had, for everything was a judgment to me. And that's when it truly scarred me. That's why I have anxiety to this day. I can't be around so many people. I can't think properly because I always think someone is judging me or someone is trying to hurt me. I can't go to a party and not think that someone has something to say to me. And even if they never even talk to me in my life,
You just have that.
I still
fear.
have that. And it's not gonna go away. It's not.
So that kind of experience it's giving you a tough skin.
It scarred me.
Do you think that kind of experience is giving you a tougher skin?
Not really, honestly. People say whatever hurts you makes you stronger, but I don't. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, that's true. I feel to some degree, what will always hurt you is just how well you can hide that.
Exactly. You're so right. I've been getting hurt so much, but I feel right now I know how to deal with it better. So, for example, if I have anxiety and I'm going to a store or a party, I know I'm gonna get hurt. I know I'm gonna have this anxiety, but it's how I deal with it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Am I gonna stay quiet? I'm not gonna talk to anyone, or am I gonna fucking take? Sorry.
You go ahead.
Or I'm gonna take that leap and actually start to say "Hey, how are you? My name's Dom," because I would never do that in high school. I wouldn't talk to anyone. And now I'm finally starting to react to like how I deal with my anxiety.
You're starting to like come out of your shell.
Exactly.
So during like your whole elementary school years, like you got bullied?
Yeah. And then I thought it was finally gonna stop once I hit high school. And the people from St. Dominic's that bullied me, apparently they still remembered my face. So when I got into high school, same shit happened. I don't know if you guys remember what happened, but people thought I raped, right?
Oh, I actually heard that, but I didn't know you at that time.
That was, so basically what happened is I was chilling at the park with Ben Chiba and one day she was high as shit. I think it was like her second, third time smoking weed, and she was so high.
What grade is this?
This was like grade 9,
Grade
first
9.
year of high school.
Yeah.
And anyways, I started to take care of her, right? Like I didn't want her to feel like she's going to feel alone, right? Like I know like when she was tripping, she was really, she was scared. I can see it in her face. And I started, like me and Ben Cho started to play with her, like we started to tickle her, like, you know, just started talking to her, like come on, like get out of it, get out of it. Like we try to make her seem like she's not in this trip.
Mm-hmm.
She literally ran off. We started chasing her because like we didn't know where she was going.
That could be like a weird scene if it's out of context.
Exactly, we started chasing her because I was like, yo, like what if she goes into a random person's house, or what if she, like I didn't know what being high felt, so I just try to be around her in case it was some high that I didn't know what could do to people. Because I didn't know what being high on weed was. I never tried it. I didn't.
But you
know
didn't
it.
try until then?
Oh, so until then you haven't done it.
I've never done
So it was only just Ben.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously I was gonna do anything I could to be there for her, and whatever. She went home. I texted her. I was like, "Hey, are you home safe?" She's like, "Yeah." That's all. And then the next day, everyone was like, "I raped her. I raped her." And even Ben Chiba was like, "What the fuck?" Sorry. Like,
Yeah, you can go.
but even Ben was like, "Yo, like, why would you say that to her, right? Like, that didn't happen." She was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, I've been so high out of it. I don't know why I said
So
that."
who started? Was
I didn't told Sandro. Sandro told all the school. I remember going to class and Sandro, all of them would be like, Paul Costin, like just saying shit like, "Yo, you raped this girl. Like, you're such a," like, you know, they terrorized me. You know, at some point I would be in the bathroom because I didn't want to go to class. I'd skip school. I'd go home because I couldn't handle it. You know.
That's fucked. I never knew
Matthew,
about that. Yeah.
Matthew Drush, my one friend, you know, I don't know if he's gonna hear this, but I have to be like straight up honest. Like, he said to me, he was like, "Why would you do that?"
So
I
he
said,
didn't
"My
ask you
blood
for
raw
this.
friend
Yeah.
thought I actually did it."
So he didn't come up to you and say, "Yo, like explain yourself. Is there lies? Is
He's
there
like,
truth?"
"Why would you do this?" I was like at that point, I have a hard time having close friends because I can't trust people.
Because your closest friend doubted you.
The fact that I've been to church with him, I've been in camps with him, I've had family gatherings with him, and he asked me a question saying, "Why did you do it?" Like, and he saw how sad I was, you know? He saw what I was going through, but he didn't care to ask me, you know? And that's when I really got hurt. That's when I started to cut off everyone. I had no friends. In grade 10 and 11, I had 0 friends. I would be at lunch, sitting alone, having a sandwich, and I wouldn't go. I'd be scared to go outside because I didn't want to look like I was alone.
So like, how did this whole scenario pass? Like, did it just phase out? Did like teachers get involved?
I stopped talking to people, you know? I thought it was going to leave me. I thought if I just stopped talking, there would be no drama. If I never was around people, if I didn't have friends, right? And one day it hit me. I was like, why am I going to let these people affect me, right? So I started to make more friends. And then Sandro in gym class made another... I feel like, okay, that kid hurt me so bad to this day. And I don't know if I can forgive him. Like, that kid ruined my life. This is why I have anxiety. And this is why I can't go on the street without thinking to myself, someone's making fun of me, you know? I can't go to my art class and think, who's looking at me? Why are they looking at me? What do they think about me? Do you guys have these thoughts? Like, can I ask?
Pardon? Say that again?
Like, do you have these thoughts? Like,
Oh, definitely. Like, we've all have had our own
to like that
experiences,
certain
but-
extent, like you can't even focus in class because all you're thinking about is what people have to think.
I feel like this is borderline, like, it's like trauma.
It's trauma, yeah.
Dude, like, so much shit.
Like, this is like PTSD, right? Where like,
No, like, this is like no laughing matter, like, for real. But, like me personally, I haven't, experienced to that kind of degree where I'm so on my toes where, like, to the point where I'm, like, I haven't been to that point, obviously, but, I feel you. Like,
Yeah.
people did you fucking dirty, and like, man, like it's fucked.
Yeah, same thing. Like I haven't really been to that extent. I've just been to the extent where I've trusted a lot of people and then they don't trust me back, and from that, like I've had friendships go south. But other than that, like yeah, I've never been anything through you have. So like, how did this all pass? Like, what was the process of this?
So I started to tell myself, like, okay, I have to get back into trying to be around other people again. Like, I can't stop being alone forever, you know? And then that's the moment when Sandro hit me one more time. He accused me of having every single girl's nudes in high school. All these girls, they thought I had their nudes. I haven't had one photo of them in my entire life, okay? They thought I had all their nudes. I got sent to the principal's office. They checked my phone. I had nothing on me.
Are you serious? You called the principal's office for that?
She texted me. She said, I'm calling you to the principal's office. She said something like, you're a psychopath. You're a creep. Like, they all thought I was such a creepy person when in reality, I was the person that was just like slowly dying. I was slowly dying inside.
This was what, grade 11, grade 10?
This happened grade 10, like end of grade 10.
And then grade 10?
Damn, so this lasted almost like 2 years in this whole kind of general scenario.
Yeah. Well, it actually started like since grade 3, like the whole bullying, and it's still happening today in university. But I'll talk more about that later. And then that was the last incident when that happened. And then one day I went to a party. It was a friend of mine. She was a Polish person. I don't know if you guys remember.
What's her name?
I honestly forget. She was friends with Danielle Tessero.
Oh,
Natalie.
Natalie,
She-
like Ivac?
yeah, she had a party, so she invited me, and anyways, Kenny pulled up.
Oh, was it a bunch of people and stole their shit?
Yeah, that was that night.
That was that
That
night?
was that night.
What was that, grade 10, I think?
I think it was grade
That was
10 or
grade 11. Grade 11. Because I remember all that shit passed for me. But this brought back a really scary moment for me. I was there, and Kenny, actually, Alex Ball, Kenny, Cameron, all of them bullied me really bad. I went to that party. They came. I never talked to them. They always try to hit on me. I was Matthew Drosh, Ben, all of them were just smoking at the park, and they came up to us and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you smoking weed here?" And they're acting like they smoke weed so much, and they just try to make fun of us, you know, for not smoking inside the house. And then we started walking back inside, and this guy literally whacked me in the back of the head, like full on, like I don't know if it was smack or like this, but it hurt so bad. And I looked back at him and I was like, "Yo, why'd you do that? Like, come on." He was like, "Keep fucking walking, pussy." And at that point, no one stood up for me. Matthew, Josh, Ben, Chiblin, none of them looked back. None of them said nothing. I went home. I packed my shit up. I tried to make myself look not noticeable because I knew if Kenny saw me alone, I'd get my ass kicked, and I didn't want that. And I ran home. It was like an hour walk. It was like, I live at Brawny and she lived at Niagara.
Oh, Nayagawa.
Yeah,
Damn, that's really far.
that was far, and
That's near the golf course,
I
right?
walked home at like 2 a.m. crying. I couldn't handle it, you know. That's when like the physical part came in, you know. When I like, every time someone touches me or play fights with me, I feel it 10 times more powerful. Because it's not just physical pain, it's emotional pain, it's mental pain. You know, when someone hits you or someone maybe tries to box fight you, you feel the pain, but do you feel the emotion with the pain?
Exactly. So you're not only feeling it physically, you feel it emotionally
Exactly.
too.
That's why I hate having play fights with people, because I know it's gonna make me hurt 10 times more, and I don't want that, you know.
The memories run through your mind again.
I feel like when someone hits me, they actually hate me. Like, they want to hurt me. They want to ruin my life.
So again, like at that party, like Ben, Chiba, you know, Drosh, those guys, like didn't have your back when they hit you.
No.
So like, how are they now?
Well, now, the thing is, I honestly don't know if they didn't see it, but I remember looking back at them and I was like, "Yo, why would you do that?" So obviously they knew something happened, right? And even if we're walking a group and you look back and you're like, "Yo, why would you do that?" Right? I'd obviously turn back and be like, "What happened?"
Yeah,
right?
what's happening?
They didn't question nothing. I felt so alone at that party, you know. I had friends, but I felt alone.
Crazy thing is like would you say we were close in like grade 11, grade 12? Like, you know, like we went for lunch and shit. Like,
Yeah, I would say we're close, but I don't feel like I ever tried to, um, I was, not that I was scared, but I felt like a lot of people wouldn't accept me for who I am, you know? Like, I feel like you guys thought maybe I actually was that rapist, you know? Maybe you guys
No,
thought I
I
had.
never.
I didn't even know about
I didn't really know.
And
that.
I thought that because that's how bad my mentality already was. It's been ruined. Like you told me you never heard that. Now I'm actually surprised because I thought every single person.
I had heard about it, but I didn't know who you were. I was just like, oh, some Dominic guy, had some issues with this no code girl, but I never really went into depth, like, with my thoughts.
And no word of a lie, like hearing it now, if somebody told me like about these rape accusations that you had, right now looking at you, like I wouldn't believe him for a second.
Yep, if I was your friend, I would have been like, yo, let's go fight them right now.
On God, like you're just not the type of person to do shit like that, like.
Yeah, no, you're honestly like one of like the nicest people, most down to earth people I've met. Like you're at this point where you're taking pictures of like high class models and stuff like that, and it's not like you're trying to show it off. You just, it's like your actions, your success speaks, right? You're not just talk, you're more action. So I have really big respects for that. Even when you were in grade 11 and 12, I remember your mom saying you wanted to do she wanted you to do something biomedical related, and she would even come to me. She's like, try to convince Dominic to like not go into photography. And I came up to you, I'm like, dude, how badly do you want to do photography? I think I was at your house. Your mom made me lunch or something. There was that one
I think
time.
I remember.
And I asked you, I'm like, yo, like, do you really want to do photography? And you're like, bro, I don't know if I want to do photography, but I definitely don't want to do anything biomedical related. I'm like, bro, then go chase your dream. And here we are, like 3-4 years into the future, and he's pretty much at that point. Yeah.
And you don't regret, chasing your passion.
Yeah, and I have really big respects for people that chase their dreams, because a lot of people that try to go for their dreams never make it because their parents stop them. They're like, it's gonna take too long, it's too high risk, you're not gonna make any money. But in the end, the thing is, whoever became successful without taking risks, right? Even if you think of all these actors, billionaires, athletes, these guys took risks, which is why they made it up. It's high risk, high reward, right? If you take low risk, you're only gonna get a low reward, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like I just think to myself, what is it worth living if you're not taking risks? Like how is life going to be so adventurous if you're in this huddle of other people's thoughts? I tell myself this, I tell my friends this. If you're going to let other people's thoughts control your decisions, you're not living your life. Change your name, change where you live, because you aren't Dominic, you aren't Ons. Don't classify yourself as Ons because you're not living your life. You're letting other people's decisions determine your life. That it's not yours then. Don't claim your life then. And I tell people this is like, it's your life. You're your own God. You have full control over everything you do. The thoughts you have, the decisions you make, the habits you have. You can stop. I can stop being a photographer right now and I can become a musician. Like I have full control over myself, and people don't understand that. And I feel like my purpose is not only to make photographs, but to make people wake up and to start living the life that they deserve. And I just feel like people are limiting their self. They're in this reality, this illusion of what you have to do to become successful. And like I said, my parents think success is money. I think success is happiness.
Yeah.
I go to work. I was at Tim Hortons. I was making money, right? I was successful. I had money. But I was so depressed, man. I would go home. I'd have to wake up 6:30 and work again. I'd rather not live at all. Because what is the point of waking up, going to work, and then going to work again, having 2 days to spend that money you made off drinks, you get drunk, and you go back to work.
Exactly. Like
It's pointless. It's pointless. It's a pointless life.
Yeah, I really like that, because a lot of people don't know this. My parents tell me this all the time. You see all these actors, and there's I know all the females know this, all the girls know this. Have you guys ever heard of Kate Spade? Right, it's like a fashion company, right? They sell like watches, purses, all that stuff. And she was like a multi-million, like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Like she has like an international company, and not too long, I believe like a year or 2-3 years ago, she suicided. Right?
Oh, I didn't hear about.
So she's dead now, right? Like rest in peace. But like she's been dead for a couple years now, and you can say she should have been happy because she had all this money, right? But she didn't have the happiness. So people can have all this money, but if you lack happiness, then your life's a waste, right?
Exactly.
Because you see, there's these people on the streets, not on the streets, but like they work, blue collar jobs, not so good jobs, but they're happy and they live life. And even when they die with no regrets. But then you see all these people who work 9 to 5 jobs, they're not chasing their dreams, and they die with tons of regrets, right?
They die with just no. They don't remember anything.
Exactly.
For me, when I go to work, I don't remember what order I made for that person.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the memory I shared with my friends, the memory I created with my photographs. I create the times I spent with people adventuring. I remember the time I made other people happy with my passion. I don't remember what coffee I made for that one individual. Because at the end of the day, when we die, we probably don't remember anything. Like, maybe we will, maybe we don't, but I'm not going to take that risk, right? But you will remember the life you lived at the moment you're about to die. So when I'm 90, I want to remember the years I spent as a kid doing what I love. I don't want to waste those times working, doing something I don't like, because at that point, like, it's not worth it,
Yeah.
So you're the type of person that would, not follow the conventional route and just live an average life, live every day, but more of like more take risks. Even though it's dangerous, even though there is a failure rate, but like I feel like you're the type of person who kind of like see the light at the end of a tunnel and really chase it, even though it may be risky, even though it may not be your conventional job that your parents want you to do, even though it's like that. But I feel like I respect you. Like I can speak on behalf of him too, but like we respect you so much because there's not many people who like follow what they want to do.
Yeah.
A lot of people nowadays they their parents have a big influence on them because money's they think money's it and whatnot, but like I respect you, Bear, because like
Yeah. People think that people think that money's the symbol of success, even though like that's not truly the case. It definitely plays a role in success, but in the end, it's really for your own personal success. It should be happiness.
There's always a limit to anything,
Yeah.
The more money you have, like the moment you have too much of something, it becomes unhealthy.
And it becomes a burden.
It does. It becomes a drug. You become addicted to it. The moment you have so much of it.
Exactly.
Why do you think the richest people on this planet they're not doing what they should be, like helping? Like obviously they do some things, right? But for me, if I was a millionaire, my mentality, I would want to give it to every single person. I'd want to share it and then become neutral and become an average person. I feel like people with a lot of money have a purpose to help other people who don't have money.
Exactly. They have
That is their purpose. And if they keep it for themselves, like, do you think these people are really going to spend $1 billion in their entire life? It's impossible. Even if they buy 10,000 houses, like, at the same time, why do you need that many cars?
Yeah,
Why do you need that many houses?
I've seen like
It just doesn't make sense to me.
people post stuff where it's like if let's say Jeff Bezos like or Bill Gates, like he makes so much money that if he was to drop $100 bill on the ground, there's no point of picking it up because by the time he's picked it up and came back up, he's already made a couple extra $100. Like that's how much money he makes. So I seen something like Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, right? This guy like he would have to spend 200 grand a day or something like that to run out of money. Even then, it would take him his entire life. Not even then his entire life, because this guy's what, more than 100 billion, so 200,000. Yeah, basic math. You like hypothetically, he can never spend all that money unless like he bought the moon or something. So it's like the more money you have, the more responsibilities you also have, right? So that's why I feel like money's not really happiness. It's just more so your own happiness.
And I think to myself all the time, it's like, imagine a life without money, right? Would you be doing that same job? Would you be working at Tim Hortons doing the same thing? You wouldn't. So just because the factor of value itself, the money, the bill, is that really going to change your happiness? Are you really going to stop pursuing what you feel? And I believe everyone is going to deserve a life that they deserve. So if someone that has been hating on someone their entire life, someone that has been bullying other people, someone that goes to work and makes fun of people just because for their own pleasure, I believe they're not going to get a life that is a good life. If they don't have that kind of heart in them, then the people around them are not going to give that heart it's a law of attraction. You get what you give, and I believe that. All I have given to people, even people I don't know, pure love and pure love and just knowledge to them. You know, I want to help people, and people come back to me like you guys, and you guys talk to me, and you guys want to hear my story, like.
Exactly, like you motivate us.
Exactly. And now you guys motivate me with this, you know? The fact that you're taking the time to talk to me, putting this on YouTube, like that motivates me that I'm going to do the same tonight. I'm going to go home, edit like you guys, you know? It's the law of attraction. We help each other. You spread love, you give love back.
Exactly, what goes around comes around. Right?
Exactly.
So you've given us love, so now we're giving that back. Yeah, so like your parents, right? Like, did they support you? Like, what was the story behind that?
So, at the beginning of the start of kind of my passions, so I started off with skateboarding, as you guys probably know. They never supported me with that. They thought every skateboarder was a drug addict. They thought skateboarders are there to cause harm to people, to cause harm to locations like houses. Just like skateboarding on streets, like they hated the noise, they hated the culture. And I was never like that. Like I never smoked weed. I haven't smoked weed since high school. I barely go onto properties and do, like I go to skate parks, right? And I'm always alone when I skateboard. I'm never really with a group of people. And they never support me, you know? Like they would never buy me skateboards. I have to save money doing things like helping my uncle do something with his business, where I'd have to make money in order to buy a new skateboard, and that's how it was for a long time until I finally got my own job. But then obviously I stopped skateboarding and I started to get into rooftoping. And the thing that has happened for me to get into rooftoping was because of the fact that I've been bullied so much. It helped me escape. Like when I'm up there, I don't think that people are thinking about me, right? I don't see people looking at me, so it doesn't make me think different. When I'm up there, I feel like I'm actually myself. There are no negative thoughts. There are no things trying to hurt me. And that's why it became so addictive, you know? I was there up alone, listening to music. I was feeling so free. It felt like my escape. And then the moment I got arrested, it kept going deep, deep, deep. It went up and it kept going deep. My parents didn't let me go to Toronto for like a month, and they started to trust me. And then I started to go again, low key, and I got arrested again like a week later because I was so depressed that I needed to escape it. My parents were like, "You're actually, like you don't have a sense of mind. Like we're gonna kick you out if you keep doing this." And I told them, I was like, "You don't understand. I felt so low in my life. Like it brought back the PTSD of being bullied. Like I can't take it anymore." And I told them this. And they finally started to realize like I'm going through a lot, right? So I actually stopped rooftoping at that point, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I occasionally still do it with my friends, but it's not for the reason of feeling free. It's for the reason of seeing things that other people can't.
Like for the fun of it.
It kind of defeats the purpose of why I was doing it. So that's why it doesn't really feel the same anymore for me. Because right now, portrait photography is my escape. When I'm taking a photo of a model, I don't have any thoughts in my head. All I am is focusing on that one photo, to get that one photo, that one angle. That's all I focus on.
So like, how did you convince your parents to like go into photography instead of your biomedical field?
It's not that I convinced them, is I did it myself. I've never got their approval. So the moment I sat down with them, I was like, hey, listen, like I'm going to school for photography. And they said, well, Dominic, you're not going to make money from it. Like we're not going to be here to support you. Like we're not going to give you money for school. We're not going to support you with driving you to a school we don't want you to go to. You're going to be one of those photographers that's going to be sitting at home working 24/7 and making no money. You're not going to pay for your kids. You're going to be broke, and you're not going to have a successful life. You're going to be so unhappy. And I told them, I ignored it. It went right in the first year and it went out the other year. I did not listen to anything they had to say to me because it didn't matter to me. It didn't feed my happiness. It didn't feed my passion. So why does that matter to me? I went to my room, I applied to OCAD, and I got in like that. And that's how it started.
So you have to make a portfolio when you apply.
I made my portfolio. I got a couple people to help me out with that. So I did a couple shoots at the end to like wrap it up finally. And I got accepted within like the second week, and at that point I was like, this is happening, you know.
So you must have been like hella happy, like.
I smiled and I was like, this is happening, you know.
Yeah, that was like your
I'm
first
actually doing this. You know. The money, the career, the path, what's gonna happen after school did not even cross my mind, you know. What my parents told me did not even cross my mind. I felt so happy, and that's what makes me addicted to this, you know, the happiness.
So like when you got to photography, like what was your networking process? Like how did you slowly build up to, you know, let's say Kristen Hancher, for example? Like what
So
got you to that point?
basically, I started to shoot a bunch of my friends. Like we went to Toronto sometimes, we'd shoot with each other, you know. That's kind of when I started to get a better kind of portfolio, I guess. I started to shoot my ex-girlfriend like easily, and then Arenza, and then I started to shoot her friends, and it kind of just started with my friend group, and then it started to go higher and higher, and then that's when I started to DM models, like, hey, I love your page, I love your style, would you be interested in doing a collaboration? I'll send you this and this photos, if you can send me this and this outfit, we can work something together, like, and that's it. And you keep growing from that, right? Every shoot, I learned something. The angle, the edit, the light.
It's like a stepping stone.
I always learn.
So would you say that for any independence, whether it's like media, so for example like photography or videography, or maybe for something like our podcast, so you'd recommend like kind of like starting off with friends, just kind of start there and start moving up slowly and kind of build your portfolio.
Yeah, you can do that, obviously. That's obviously the best way to do it, but there can always be another way. You can be reaching out to small businesses. For example, you want to do a video for a bar. Contact one in Bronte, like a small one, right? And do a small video for them. Don't even charge them. And if they love it, they want another one. And you give them a business card, and they'll send it off to other of the other friends they have. And you keep growing from that. So put your name out there, email a bunch of businesses, start small, and keep going up. Because I promise you, if you don't have a good enough portfolio, you won't be able to hit those high IG models, those high businesses, the high corporations. It's really hard. You may get lucky. I'm not saying you won't get it, but it's more difficult for sure.
So like the Vogue, like what's the story behind that? Like I know that kind of gave you like it was a really big leap up. So how did you get to there?
So I did one shoot for this model and her best friend. It was at a studio, and one day at home, I was just like, I think I should submit this photo. You know, like I think it's good enough. At least I think it's one of my best photos. And if I don't get it, I don't get it. Like I'm not gonna go cry about it and become uninspired because this huge magazine didn't accept my work. Like it didn't cross my mind. So I sent it, and I woke up, and this one friend of mine was like, "Yo, you made it onto Vogue." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Check your website." And I checked the Vogue website that I made the account, and I got published by them. And that's the moment I started to realize, like, I really believe this is gonna happen, you know. Like if the biggest magazine company in the world can look at my photo and say this is good enough for me to say that it's a part of our magazine company, then I think that means that I have some sort of talent. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything.
Yeah, no.
I just feel like it's an achievement, and like I feel like that achievement made me so motivated and inspired, you know.
That's a massive step.
That's a massive, yeah.
So it must have
That's
felt
a
really
really big thing.
That happiness in myself is insane. I've never felt that pure of happiness.
Yeah, when a massive company can say, "Hey, your work is up to our standards," then you shouldn't really care about.
So it's almost like a
anyone else.
validation, like knowing you're good enough, like knowing that like the biggest magazine cover in the world like can look at your work and say, "Yo, this is good enough." So that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That's a huge achievement.
And that's the moment that I felt like I'm doing this, you know. I don't care. I'm doing it. When I went to school for it, I knew I was going to do it, but I didn't really believe in myself.
Yeah.
I told myself I will do it, but I didn't know if it was going to happen. And the moment I hit on Vogue Italy, I was like, no, this is happening. This is actually happening right now.
So is your picture like in their physical magazine, or is it like an online
So
magazine?
it's like basically an online portfolio.
Okay.
So it's like they, for example, you have a product, you ship it to a company, and they stamp their sticker on it, and now it's considered your work, but they approved it.
Okay.
So it's like a collaboration basically. I do a collab with Off-White. They approve my work and they put their Off-White logo onto my sweater.
Okay.
Do you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
I see what you mean.
It's like, it's hard to explain. Like, it's a published photo.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And the thing that really hurt me is what my parents said to me. Is I went downstairs to them and they know what Vogue is, right? And I told them, I was like, Mom, like, I got on Vogue Italy. Like, can you believe this? She's like, wow, can you show me? I was like, yeah, I showed her. She's like, oh, nice. And she's like, so you made a lot of money from it? I said, no. And then she looked at me. She's like, then why are you happy? And that's what really hurt me. Is, you know, she really asked me, why are you happy if you didn't make any money? I went upstairs and it killed my whole mood, you know? It made me so sad that my mom, the one that raised me, really just said that to me, making on the biggest magazine company in the world, you know? Instagram, people on Instagram, like, appreciated what I did and congratulated me more than my own parents. And that's what really, really hurt me. And one day they were on FaceTime with their friends, and the friend's daughter was like, oh, I heard your son got approved on, like, Vogue magazine. And my mom was like, oh yeah, we're so happy about them. Like, I can't believe they did this. Like, he's such a good kid. Yeah, he's like, Dominik, come down here. And I was like, you for real right now, you know?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of parents are like this. Like, they're always like really like
they
uncensored
betrayed,
with you.
you know? And I went up and I looked at them and I was like, you didn't even say this to me when I got it. Why are you saying this in front of other people? Like, are you really trying to make me some sort of figure in your life, you know? Just like, for example, I'm your friend, right? We stopped being friends. I didn't really support you at all. And then you made it onto, I don't know, you started to work for, like, Apple or something, right? Like a huge, like, in the manager sites. And I hit you up and I was like, yo, how are you doing, bro? Like, how you been, you know?
That's being fake, right? Like, those are fake friends, right? Like, they're not with you in your tough times, and then when you make it, they're like, oh, you know, like, let's be friends.
They only are with you when you win, and they see other people that like you.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be around those.
Like they don't see how much work you put in. They don't see how much hours you put into like your passion.
They never come into my room and say like, hey, like how was your photo shoot, or like how was the editing going? Like, I'm up until 4 a.m. editing, and all my mom cares about is me and the computer and how loud it is. You know, they don't care.
Like your PC running.
Yeah, they don't care about the things I'm doing for my own happiness.
I feel like you just have to get to their approved level, I guess. I guess you have to start making money for them to finally admit, you know.
I come downstairs and they're like, oh wow, it's the first time you're downstairs all week. And I told them, I was like, listen, you guys don't support what I do. If you guys supported what I did, I would be around you more.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing upstairs on my computer is my escape, okay? That's my happiness. That's where I feel the most at myself, with myself. When I'm with you guys, I don't feel like myself, you know? I feel like I'm hiding who I really am because you guys don't accept who I am.
Like with your parents, right?
Yeah. And it sucks, but at the end of the day, I'm actually happy they don't support me because it motivates me.
It motivates you.
When they told me the thing about Vogue, like with the friend thing, I got so pissed off. I went into my room and I started to submit more to Vogue, you know? I started to go to other magazines. I started to edit all night. I was so motivated, you know? So I'm grateful that my parents don't support me because I take that and I take it as fuel for the car, you know? It charges me. It makes me so angry. Just like when you go to the gym and you're angry, you pump it so hard. But when you're not angry, you don't really, like, yeah, you have a nice workout, but it's not the same. And same with photography. Like, When I'm mad, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep. I'm editing all night.
So sorry, go ahead.
And the thing that inspires me and motivates me a lot, I feel like, is people's success and people's hatred towards me. It motivates me, you know. When someone makes it somewhere, like for example, when what's his name, the guy that got off cliff or John. Dude, that motivated me so much when I saw that he actually put that effort into that one ad, and he got like 250 comments. That shit inspired me, man. I went home, I was like I was happy that one person I knew is actually finally making, you know. But I wasn't there like trying to feed off his energy, you know. I wasn't trying to be like that friend that came back only when he succeeded. I was like, yo, I love what you're doing. I appreciate you. Good luck in the future. I wasn't there like, let me get in this, you know. I want to feed your success. It's not like that.
You're not fake.
I'm not fake.
Right
I'm
or
not fake. Because if you make it, it's your success, not mine. Not yours. It's yours. If you did it, you deserve 100% of it. Don't give it to anyone. And that's the thing with me. If someone I see succeed, I say congratulations, big things for you. I will be here for you. If you need any help, you're off your way, you know. I'm not there to steal their success.
So I feel like there's two ways of really like taking in your parents' response to this. You can either, just like how you did it, you can really feed off that energy and prove them wrong. You can imagine like 5-10 years from now when you're making on these big magazines on a daily, weekly basis, you're making money, you're doing your thing, and you prove your parents wrong, bro. You prove your parents wrong. Your whole life, your parents been, you know, they wanted you to take this conventional route, biomedical, right? Do this, do that, and you can be guaranteed an average life. But you know, like, just imagine, bro, a couple years from now, you took the unconventional route. You're making money. You're happy that you're doing this, and you go to your parents, and you know, like, imagine that feeling, my man, and let that motivate you, let that fuel you, and you know, like, just so much respect.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, what's your plan going forward from here then?
How do you see yourself 5 years from now? Your future.
I feel like it's really hard to say, you know, because anything can change.
Or where do you want to be in 5 years?
Where do I want to be? I feel like I want to be at least in Europe, if I can.
Yeah.
Actually, not if I can, I will.
Yeah, you gotta have that mentality.
That's the mindset. I'm not gonna let anything stop me from it. And I just want to be working for magazine companies, you know. I want to be doing my own campaigns for like maybe Calvin Klein, H&M, like big Prada, like Gucci, like if I can, like fashion show weeks, you know. I want to be making like, do you know when you go into a store and you see a big billboard like Dundas Square and just a video of like them walking, you know, like showing like the H&M billboards. They had Kendall Jenner for one of the videos. It was the sickest video I've ever seen in my life, and that inspired me, and that's what I really want to do.
Imagine seeing your billboard and everybody's looking at it, and you know, like, that's your
I
video.
would live to see that day. Just a big board with your name D.Basa like flowing across it. That'd be so cool.
And the moment I start to get my name out there, I want to start also doing my own work. And I feel like I want to include what I've been through my entire life, like the pain. I want to capture a kid in school on his desk with like other people laughing at him and like calling him names, and he's wearing like a different shirt from the rest of them, and he's crying and no one's looking at him, right? I want to capture that. I want to capture me being up on a roof all alone and just feeling free from everyone else. I want to capture me being in my own room stuck and not wanting to leave my room, and my parents not being there for me. I want to capture heartbreaks, like everything I've been through, you know.
You make like a short film maybe or something.
And I'm still going through my heartbreak right now, you know. It hurts, you know. I have so many thoughts. I'm not really doing that good mentally right now, but I know the storm will soon pass, you know. Every storm passes. You go through dark, you see the light. You can't be happy if you haven't been sad, because what's the point? I mean, not what's the point. It doesn't make sense. How can you be happy but not experience being sad?
There's a quote where it's like if the prize at the end of if the prize at the end of the destination wasn't worth it, the journey to it wouldn't have been difficult. So the reason it's difficult is because the thing at the end is going to be worth that difficulty.
Exactly.
So that's what you always have to keep in mind.
If someone was born into success, like if someone started to shoot for Gucci the moment they hit like 19, they wouldn't feel it the same as when I hit it when I'm 30. I'm gonna be 10 times more happier when I'm 30 and I finally hit Gucci when they're 19 and they hit Gucci.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be way more happy. I promise you. It will.
Even like you almost like to struggle. You want to struggle.
I like being sad. I like being alone. You know, I'm happy I was bullied because I wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't have that same motivation. You know, I feel like people that have been bullied have a bigger purpose in life. I care more for people now because I've been bullied. I wouldn't care as much for people if I've never been hurt so bad. You know, like I'm grateful that I've experienced everything in life because it's made me the person I am today. I see a person on the street and someone missed their bus. A normal person doesn't give a shit about that. I look at them and I start to feel so sad, you know? Like I want to help them so bad. And I feel like those people in life, like they are what's going to save humanity. Those are the people that are going to help people get out of poverty, help people with depression. Like my purpose in life is to help people with that struggle that I've been through. You know, I don't want to just do photography. That's not enough for me. I have so much care for people that I don't even know. I care so much about them. Because they deserve the world, you know? They deserve to be happy. When I was sad, I didn't deserve to be bullied all the time, right? But it was meant to be. You know, someone up there, whatever there is, they made me go through the hard to see the light, to feed other people what I've been through. If I've never been through what I've been through, I would have never helped people what I've been through. You know what I mean? I can't help you get a scholarship to McMaster because I've never got one myself.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't have knowledge with that, so I can't help you. And there's so much hate in this world and so much devastation, and I want to change the world, you know? That's my goal.
One pitch at a time.
Well, that's actually pretty sick. Change the world one picture at a time. We all like, you know, like at the end, like hearing your journey. Like I never knew about, you know, like your bullying story, your life story. You know how like, you know, your parents, how you kind of like had a rebellious kind of thing against your parents. Never knew about that, but you know, like listening to it now, like I respect you so much more. I know, not I believe in you. I know you can do this, bro. Like I know you're gonna get far, because look where you're at now, bro. Many people would have collapsed when their parents didn't show them support. Many people would have said, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to follow this path or do this, do that, give up. You never gave up, bro. You stuck out. Like, bro, like you're special, man. Yeah, you're a really hard worker, bro. Special. I genuinely fucking respect you, bro.
People who've gone through what you have, they would have given up a long time ago. Right? And the fact that you're still going is very, very few.
The mindset is what makes it special. The mindset. He's got a different mindset. He's a different breed, bro.
People like you are just destined for greatness.
Honestly, not even boosting, bro.
Yeah, I'm not like it's just facts.
Not even boosting.
Yeah.
The thing, one of my favorite inspirations, like inspirational person, XXX, the one thing he said, when I die, I want to know that I at least made 5 million people happy, you know? And I feel like that's my purpose. That is what I want to do. Is I want to make people happy. I want to make people not live the life I lived, because people don't deserve it, right? The reason I've been bullied is to make those other 5,000 people not be bullied, to not let that affect them. I went through the roughest shit in my life so other people won't go through it. And that's why I believe I went through it. There's a purpose. Everything happens for a reason. I believe it. I believe it.
I guess that wraps it up for this episode.
Everything up, yeah. Thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure having you on. We'll definitely 100% have you on again. You know, maybe in a couple months we'll see how much progress you've made again, and we definitely look forward to having you on.
I just want to say one thing to the people is chase your dreams. Never let anything get in the way of that, because at the end of the day, you can die tomorrow. dream as you live forever, and live as you die tomorrow. Remember that.
Damn, bro.
That's from Dominik Kielbasa himself.
Right here.
Mm.
Do you want to shout out your socials?
Yeah, so my Instagram is d.basa, and my website is in the link.
Well,
my
we'll put it
my
in the
website
description,
is,
right?
Yeah, we'll
yeah.
put it in the description down below. Yeah. So yeah, man. Great having you on. Definitely look forward to having you on again. And that pretty much wraps it up.